Reach for the speed, reach for the whistle, go where the rail may run. Reach for the words, reach for the story, follow the rainbow sun. To a shining time station, where dreams can come true, waiting there for you.
It was another end to the day on the island of Sodor, and all the engines were in the shed. "I'm bored," said James. "Why is that?" asked Percy. "There's nothing to do," said James. "You could go to sleep," said Edward. "Or we could tell a story," said Toby. "Anyone got any good stories?" one of the engines asked. "I do," said Gordon. "Well, then tell," said James. "Well," said Gordon, and he began his story. "It was a long time ago, back when I was young and Thomas younger, and we were all living happily. However, Thomas used to work at the station, and he would always tease me. One day he teased me more often than usual. I just rubbed it off. He did it every day, I thought. Just go back to what I was doing. I decided to sleep in a siding when he came up in his cheeky way. And he went, 'Wake up, lazy bones, why don't you work hard like me?' Well, I wanted to prove that I did work hard," continued Gordon. "And so I decided to play a trick on him. I was pulling into the station, getting ready for the express, when Thomas was shunting the coaches. I got ready early enough, and so which he would not be uncoupled, and drove off. I went so fast, and Thomas begged me to stop, while the coaches went, 'You can't get away! You can't get away!' Thomas agonizingly went on and on, until finally we came to the station and stopped. By then, Thomas was tired, and went to a turntable and took a drink of water. That taught little Thomas not to mess with me again." "Oh, I remember that," said Edward. "That was almost 20 years ago, Gordon." And all the engines began to laugh at it. "Well, I haven't laughed at something like that," said Henry, "in a really long time." Thomas laughed along, but was a little embarrassed. "Okay," he said. "I guess that was a little funny." Tell it again," said James. Gordon liked all the intention. "Well," he said, "if I must." Gordon told the story again. "Golly," said Hank. "That's a pretty dang funny story you got there, Gordon. That was before I was on this railway. Please tell it again. That was pretty cool." So Gordon told it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Finally, all the engines had a meeting. "Okay, I'm sick and tired of that story," said Percy. "I pretty much memorized it." "I have too," said James. "I'll even tell it to you. We all know the story," said Thomas. "We just have to find a way to get him to stop saying it." "I believe there's only one way," said Edward. "Well, what is it?" asked Henry. "Don't leave us hanging." "I believe," said Edward, "that, Thomas, you'll have to reverse the story." "I'll have to what the story?" asked Thomas. "You'll have to reverse the story," said Edward. "I don't really understand," said Thomas. "Let me tell you," he said. "Next time when you have to shunt Gordon's Express, just pull him backwards with you." "But he's stronger than me," said Thomas. "Yeah, that's right," thought Edward. "I guess we can't do that." "Yes, we can," said Henry. "What if Gordon couldn't go forward?" "I don't understand what you're saying," said James. "We could get the workman to do it. He's going to crew this weekend, and we could do it on Monday." I don't think the workmen would be up to do it, said Percy. There's no point in not trying, said Henry. He's right, said Edward. It's our last hope. So the engines agreed. The big day came. Gordon was waiting at the big station to take the express. The coaches had already been shunted, but Thomas was not yet uncoupled. "Hurry up," said Gordon. I'm hurrying, said Thomas. Luckily for him, Gordon had annoyed the workmen so much they obliged to following in with their plan. "We'll hurry faster," said Gordon. He didn't really know what to say. "Okay, I'm ready," lied Thomas. Gordon tried to lurch forward, but he couldn't. "What's going on here?" he said. Thomas lurched back. "Here we go," he said. "Wait, what?" said Gordon. Thomas laughed as they moved along. "Who's being tricked now?" he said. But disaster lay ahead as they came around the big station. When the wreckage was done, Thomas lay dazed and surprised, as well as Gordon alongside him. "What happened?" he asked. "It's quite simple," said the local workman. "I don't know who put the trucks there, but he put them there for a reason, to stop you. Or to just cause a wreck." "Well, at least Gordon got what he deserved," he said. Their plan had worked. From that day forward, Gordon never talked about Thomas getting tricked again.